All right, so let's talk about two-way conversation. And this is really breaking that third wall of advertising from being talking at someone to be talking with someone. A couple of examples. This is Ulta Beauty. I'll run the video. This probably reminds you, Eric, of your days at Maybelline. So, this is a simple two-way conversation where, you can go right in and shop the look, or you can go in and view a different video. That first one was the peachy glow look. This one is the street glow look. I was struggling with this morning. I was going to be in front of all of you, and I think I went with the street glow. What do you think?
Urban glam, I think.
Urban glam. Yeah. So, the idea is once you break that wall and start to have two-way conversation, behavioral questions, attitude, you can do a lot of things with it. And let's talk about two-way conversation. Who has an example here of how you've used two-way conversation in advertising with a client that you could share with these guys?
I think I love this example. Havas did promotion for the Young Pope that came out, that series that came out, and they used artificial intelligence and machine learning to look at people that were tweeting out things that could be considered a sin in the Bible, and they would tweet back at that person the verse of the Bible that referenced that sin. So, you're like, my girlfriend's a fucking bitch, and it's like, thou shalt not, blah, 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 John 3:60 or whatever. And it was, it's that's a dicey area to get into because, you don't want to piss people off.
It's like auto-trolling.
Yeah, it was like auto-trolling. But did fantastically well and is an example of, we're putting off so much information all the time into the world, and, brands can either pick up on that and use that for slimy purposes, or they can have some fun with that. And I think that was a great example of having fun with it and building awareness for a new TV show that was coming out. So,
other examples?
Can I share an example of work I did not do?
Yeah. Sure. Hey.
So, this is an old play in the playbook, but Nike years ago would basically find people who were tweeting, oh, just went for a run in my new product name here made by Nike.
Right.
And they would basically ask the user, hey, can we use your photo in an ad? And then they would repurpose the ad, and they would they'd repurpose the image and the copy, and they'd give attribution to the username, which was very affirming and validating to that user. And then they turn it into an ad, and they would broadcast it. And I know I've pitched that concept to dozens of brands because it worked. It was smart, and it was rewarding someone for being a vocal advocate, and it was using their words to tell the whole rest of the world, hey, Nike's pretty cool. So it's almost like borrowed equity in that user's authentic comment or whatever. So that's not quite conversation, but I do like that example.
And that's what I think has led to LaCroix, right? That's
right.
what caused that brand to blow up. It's that exact interaction. People want that brand loyalty, and they want to be recognized for it. I'm trying really hard to think of an example. I'm not coming up with anything. I think for us, we use two-way communication as a method to either do some type of data collection as we're thinking about how we can bring people into that funnel, or we haven't, to be honest, we don't have a lot of CPG that we're doing right now, so we haven't had the opportunity to use some of the end cards that you're showing. But from a tech perspective, we've seen people learning more about brands because at the end of the day, everybody's a consumer, right? So if we have a tech client and their goal is to reach engineers, it's amazing how everybody knows an engineer. So as long as you're serving to the right audience and you're getting that two-way, people are sharing or commenting, liking. I know you don't like that. It works.